I get a lot of questions on this channel, and I got a great question. When do you need to create a curriculum to submit with your Arizona ESA reimbursements? It's actually a harder question to answer than I thought. We re-recorded this a few times because I'm like, well, you can create a curriculum anytime you want to create a curriculum to describe something that is outside the norm of Arizona ESA. Matter of fact, you can even create a curriculum for things that are in the Arizona ESA. And that's why it's difficult, is because to know when to create a curriculum, you have to kind of know, well, these are allowed and these are not allowed expenses. Let me give you an example. I'm going to take you over to the Arizona ESA Parent Handbook. You can just Google exactly what I said there, drop down to page 8 and page 9, and they're like, okay, these are the things that are allowed without a curriculum. For example, just scrolling down this list, if you want any computer hardware or technological devices, you want to buy your kids an iPad, a laptop, a Chromebook, a microscope, a printer ink, all those kind of things, like you don't need a curriculum. You just buy it and submit the receipt and boom, you get reimbursement, no curriculum required. Scroll up here. If you want tutoring, you can do that. No curriculum required. So let me get practical with you right now. My kids take piano lessons, right? We take them to the piano instructor and she gives us a copy of her high school or college diploma. We submit that with her invoice. No piano curriculum required. Boom, we can get reimbursed. But what if I wanted to buy a piano? I know right now some of you are like, can you do that? Yeah, you can. Schools buy pianos, right? And so can you. However, there's no piano. Whoops, wrong button. There's no piano in this list of things. So that's where you would need to create a curriculum. And I love how simple they made it. The Arizona Department of Education made it. They're like, okay, well, as homeschoolers, you can create your own curriculum. Like they give an example, learning to cook. So you could put learning to play the piano. Get a little scope, you know, here's my lesson flow or something like that. You can use ChatGPT to generate this or just do it simply like right here. Materials needed, I need a piano. And yes, you can go buy a piano. I'm like one of my kiddos loves to farm. We have chickens, we have gardens that he plants and he maintains. We have books that we buy, seed that we purchase, and we have a learning to farm curriculum. Two of my kids, actually, they're going right now at club baseball. They love baseball, and baseball is part of our curriculum. So there's no baseball bats or anything like that. Like if I just submitted a baseball bat, it would get rejected. So we created a curriculum for baseball. And inside of there, we have gloves, we have bats, we have balls, we have the nets so I don't get killed when I'm pitching to my kids and teaching. So that's just part of what we do. And this is where I get so like, oh, we can create a curriculum for literally anything we want to teach our kids. And this is where I'm like homeschooling lets you do that. So much schooling is wasted. Science, math, reading, chemistry, where it's like, okay, when they get into the real world, how much of science, math, chemistry, yeah, there's a baseline. They all need that. But like I buy Dave Ramsey financial classes for my kids because you and I walked into the real world. Did you learn about taxes in school? No, you're like, what's a W-2 form? How do I fill this thing out, right? You just kind of muddle your way. You're like, we can teach our kids that. You want to teach your kids how to repair a car? Do you want to buy a used car for them to work on? Can you do that? Yeah, you can. You can actually create an auto repair. Now, totally. This. Be honest. I mean, but the thing. I know you're like, well, but the schools, they don't buy cars. Well, keep in mind the schools get almost double what you and I get for homeschooling our kids. The state of Arizona is saving money by us homeschooling our kids with this program. And we now have the ability, this is what parent-directed funding is about. You want to teach them to be a mechanic? You can do that. Teach them to be a farmer? You can do that. Get them into the Major League Baseball, route, if you can do that. You can create curriculums to teach them whatever you want. I have a friend of mine who is an engineer at a really awesome company that you would recognize if I told you who it is. And he has this thought of how he can engineer a cooling system. And he's working with his son on that. And I'm just realizing I should have been like, dude, ESA that. All the equipment that you need to build this air conditioning unit with your son as your I mean, oh, there's such awesome stuff that you can teach your kids if you get out of the box of like math, science, chemistry, like all the typical, like this is the freedom that we have with homeschooling. And that's where creating a curriculum can come in. Like I get so excited about this. Like that's where, like, for instance, I want to teach my kids technology. Someday, if you don't know who I am, I'm a technology instructor. If you Google my name, you'll see all my technology classes and all that kind of stuff. But that's not why I'm doing this. I'm saying like, I want to buy routers and switches and wireless access points and firewalls and teach them how to set up a network because every business in the world needs network. It may probably not qualify as this because it wouldn't be one of these things, right? But I need all those things to teach them how to configure that. And that's where I would create a network engineer curriculum. Learn how to do network. Do you see the idea? All of this stuff, well, I got to click back and forth. All this stuff in this list you can do without a curriculum, but you can create a curriculum to teach just about any topic that you want. Helpful? Helpful, hopefully. If you have any questions, please chat them in the list below. Great question. Thank you for asking whoever asked that question. See ya.